Hey everybody, it's SJ, and I just wanted to share another message about embracing your authentic self. One of the quotes that has always really resonated with me, and I've read it many, many times. It's by Anias Nin, who's like a philosopher and writer. I probably should know more about him. But the quote says, or her, I'm not sure, I'll find out. It says, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. And I have read this, and I've had somebody actually share this with me as a quote in the workplace, as someone who can alternate between being very, very confident and super reserved. And I do go back and forth between those two modes. So I have modes where I'm like very extroverted, I'm confident, I'm presenting, I'm that. And then I have moments where I may have something to say or something to share, and I'll really kind of just pull back and hold back. And so someone shared that sort of like inconsistency in my voice. This was years ago, that sometimes your voice is loud and clear, and then sometimes it's a little bit muted, and we're not sure. And this was when I was like very early in my first school principal position. And so they were like, in order to be a more compelling leader, you have to be more secure in your voice. And being secure in your voice means taking that risk to show yourself. Because I think I used to come across very technical. And I'm going to say all the things that it sounds like reading an essay, right? That's how it sounds like when I'm talking. And so it's like, but if I talk a different way, or if I'm a woman, if I'm too emotional, they may read me that way. So I'm going to be more managed. Well, I'm a black woman on top of it. So if I'm too passionate, then they're going to say I'm angry. So I'm going to manage that. And I had all of these things in my mind about how other people were going to perceive me if I behave this way or that way. And so I just managed myself so tightly to the point that it just really I wasn't being fake, but I wasn't being full either. So you can see the flower in this image you're talking about, but it's tight, it's closed, it's guarded, because it's like, I'm not sure how my inner self is going to be received. I don't know. And because I'm not sure how other people in this space are going to respond to if I am a little more raw, if I do just say something a little bit off the cuff, if I do say something a little bit spicy or witty, are you still going to respect me as the leader? Are you still going to respond to me? And actually what I found out was like, yes, resoundingly yes, even more. Because it's so much easier to connect to somebody that we like get a sense of who they are. So if I'm always so formal and, warm, I was always warm, but very formal and very like, okay, well, this is what, whatever. And sometimes, I learned that as a coach as well. Like, you have to be authentic and you have to be really vulnerable sometimes in order for that coaching point to land. Sometimes that vulnerability comes in telling a story about yourself. I can tell teachers, I was not always a strong manager of behavior, but I learned that. So I learned that you can learn it. So I'm pushing you not to make you uncomfortable. I'm pushing you because I'm sharing with you. I know what you feel like. I've been there. Where before I might give the coaching point and all of the point is there, but it's coming from a place where they feel judged. They feel judged like I'm just telling you what to do and whatever, like I'm a know-it-all. No, I'm telling you, I learned this the hard way, and I'm trying to save you from learning the hard way, because it wasn't cute, but over time I've learned and I've become actually very good at it. So it is something that you can learn. And because I had to go through it and I did some things and I had to go through some experiences, let me tell you some stuff that I know. I tried a lot of stuff. I tried 10 things. 4 of them work and 6 of them are kind of inconsistent. These are the 4 that always work. So if you just do these things, whatever it could be, it's going to work. It's going to work. So I have to be open, right? I have to take that risk to say, I didn't always know how to do this. I didn't always know how to fill in whatever blank. And so you can say that externally when you are coaching or encouraging someone else. You can also say it internally to yourself. It's like, it's okay. It's okay. I wasn't always good at everything, but I learned how to become better. And there are some things that I may never be an expert at, and that's still fine because it's in my spirit to show. It's in the inner part of my blossom, and so sometimes I just have to get that part out. I gotta share it. And I have to not care. And you have to not care. And we have to not care about whether people like it or not. Because some things are for public consumption and some things are just for personal expression. And a lot of times those things overlap and sometimes they don't. Think about a lot of our artists. They put out all their albums. Some of them hit the top and they were designed for the club. They were designed for the radio. They were designed for the streaming platforms to sell. And sometimes they do a super artistic project that's a risk. It's a risk to do this Donda or whatever other thing that is outside of the realm of what people expect of you. And some critics hate it and some critics love it, but the artist says, I don't care. That's what was in me to give. So that's where I have to get to that point, and you have to get to that point where you just kind of like, sometimes I'm just not going to care. And not in the bad way, but in the way of like, I'm not going to care so much about what's out here that I continue to make myself smaller than I'm truly designed to be, and that I don't let all of the beauty and the complexity and the messiness that is inside be more visible. So I hope I encourage you today to allow yourself to bloom and blossom and to take more and more daily risks every day to be a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more open, and a little bit more authentic. Here's my closing thought. I started with these little artifacts, and I think I'm going to keep with it because I have so many of them. As a teacher, as a coach, and someone who just loves words of affirmations, I have 90 billion artifacts that I could show that are in my space to encourage me. So this is the one that I want to close with today. It says, there is nothing in a caterpillar that tells you it's going to be a butterfly. So what does that mean? We cannot judge something in its immature state to say how it's going to develop and flourish. The butterfly is one of my most treasured symbols, along with the hummingbird. But I love the butterfly because it represents transformation, and transformation through really hard self-work. Because to go into that cocoon and do all that it takes to become a caterpillar to now this graceful butterfly requires the butterfly to do a lot of hard work. And so I admire it. And so we take things that are in their beginning stages. We are brave to show ourselves, our faces. And sometimes we just stop caring. Like, I don't care about what everybody else thinks, because what they going to do for me? They not doing that much for me, except making me doubt myself. So that's probably not good. So I probably shouldn't care that much about the opinions of others that foster self-doubt, and should be more concerned about what's in me to do and give and focus on my purpose and what it is that I need to succeed. So that's my message for today. Hope you all appreciated it. More to come. I'm going to do a few just to get started and get more comfortable with it. And then I'll go down to probably like once a week or so cadence. So bye.